about the air, the Zohar air, or air of Zohar, and I don't know actually what it is referred to exactly, but it's interesting because we can imagine this, how you said, uh, this air that is floating, is bringing it's bringing the words, it's bringing the life. And I don't know if you uh, heard ever about this air of the Zohar,
Yes,
or if it makes
yes,
sense.
yes. They say there are 7 kinds of voices. Kol, kol in the with the letter Kof. There is kol in Kaf, which means all, and there is kol with Kof, which it means like voice or sound. So they say there are 7 kinds of kol in the Psalms. Kol Hashem al Hamayim, the voice of being, yes, is upon the water. Yes, the Kol Hashem, there are 7 kinds of voices or sounds. It is so beautiful. You can look, and there are 7 also notes, so it's beautiful. There is a relation to the voice. There are many, many articles which are relating to the voice in terms of sounds and voice. The voice of Jacob, of course, and the voice of the being, yes, how it just hovers all over. There are many, many psalms that are using, let's find it, I think it's one of the psalms that people usually sing them on Friday evening. Let's see if we have it. This is a Friday evening prayer. Let's find it, if I can. Come on. This is Linux now. It's like an army computer. So this is Psalms that comes now. Psalms 29. Kol Hashem al Hamayim, the voice or the sound of being is upon the water. El HaKavodim, the gods of presence. Yes, is like, how shall I translate it into English? Let's find it. You have Psalms 29:3. Let's see how it goes. If you can read it, that would be beautiful. Yes. Yeah, there are voices here. Yes. So, yes, this is Friday. So let's find it in English and let's find the double version of Mechon Mamre. Did you find it, by the way, Felipe, Yanis? Let's copy here. And meanwhile, if you have any kind of question that you would like to ask, not yet, please feel free to ask any question that comes to you. Rodrigo, would you like to share with us? How do you feel today, or what is happening? How was the Zohar session that you had? Did you have a Zohar session this week or any meeting? So here is the Psalms 29. We can see it. Mizmor LeDavid, Psalms for David. I hope you get it too, because I cannot hear your voices now at the moment. So I have
I
no
can
clue.
read.
Yes,
I,
please.
I can read it. It's a one verse in specific.
Um, you can count, because there are many times the voice of the Lord, but this is the voice or the sound of being. So if you can read it, and whenever you see the voice of the Lord, or you can read it as the voice of being or the sound of being,
Yes.
feel free to
Yes.
find a version
Just
in
one
the
more.
heart. Yes.
Tudo bem?
Can anyone hear Felipe? Yes. Can anyone hear Felipe? Not clear. Rodrigo, can you speak? Because at the moment we cannot hear Felipe. Yanis, how do you do this evening? Yes, Rodrigo?
Hello, Etty. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How do you do today?
Oh, I find Etty great to listen to you and to listen Felipe and Yanis. It's a very beautiful time to be here with all of you. Thank you very much. Etty,
Do you have any question? Yes, yes.
no, I have the Psalms 29 in front of me. I don't know if you want, I can read it for for you and for us
Yes?
too. Okay,
Yes, of course. Yes, of
Okay, you
course.
you know that my English is not so good, but I will do my best. Uh, Psalms chapter 29, verse 1, a psalm of David, ascribe unto the Lord, O yes, sons of might, ascribe unto the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe unto the Lord the glory due to unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth, even the low waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars. Yea, the Lord breaketh in pieces the cedar of Lebanon. He maketh them also to skip like a calf, Lebanon and Syrian like a young wild ox. The voice of the Lord heweth out flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord maketh the hinds to calve, and strippeth the forest bare. And in his temple all say, Glory. The Lord sat enthroned at the flood. Yea, the Lord sitteth as king forever. The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace.
Amen. Thank you, Rodrigo, and good afternoon, Abigail. Thank you. Beautiful
Thank you.
reading.
Thank you very much.
The voice of the sound of the Lord. Yes, the voice. Yes. So whenever we say the multiple voices, can you read them? Can you read them separately?
Which verse? Sorry, which verse?
Whenever you find the voice of the Lord,
Okay.
where it appears, because I don't look at the text, I just listen to you, because
Okay.
if I had to split myself, it's just too many operationals, and there's a disconnection. Yes.
The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars. The voice of the Lord heweth out flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The voice of the Lord maketh the hinds to calve. I believe it's all.
How many times do you see the voice of the Lord? How many times in these psalms you see the voice of the Lord?
Oh, actually, I believe I skip one because I count six. but I don't know if
6.
I'm.
And
Yes.
Felipe counts 7.
2,
Yes?
3. I believe he is right. Maybe let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 times. Yes,
Yes.
he's
Do, re, mi,
correct.
fa, sol.
Yes,
Yes.
he's correct.
7. 7
7.
voices.
Yes,
7.
7.
Yes, like 7 spheres. Yes?
Yes, 7
Because
times.
this is the manifestation. Yes, a sound or a voice appears. Yes, Sheva, yes. The sound or the voice appears in the manifestation. Yes? Whenever we speak, or there's a singing, or there's a sound, wind hissing, or a bird, it's in the manifestation. It's within the realm of space and time, the world of 7. Though there are different manifestations, yes, the source is one. Though you read there is like will break the cedar of the Lebanon, yes, and the voice of the Lord is upon the water. Though there are different expressions of voices, and there are descriptions, yes, in these psalms, all are coming from one source. But none of the voices, yes, but none of the 7, yes, different voices are the noumenon. They appear on the background of nothingness. It's like to say that there's like different kinds of feelings or sentiments. Yes? There are different appearances of feelings and sentiments. There's sadness, and people say, I'm sad. No, you're not sad. There's sadness, or there's happiness, which appears. Yes, Yanis, yes, sounds are the appearance, yes, of the, yes, that's correct. Sounds are the appearance of the infinite silence. They appear on the background of the infinite. They appear and they disappear. Any questions? Felipe, Rodrigo, Abigail, Yanis? This is interesting because David, the Psalms, yes, this is the Psalms that David writes, and David also is associated with the 7 sphere, with the heavenly kingdom, and he speaks about 7 kind of voices. David is also associated with the moon. Yes. The kingdom is always associated with the moon. Therefore, when there's a blessing of the moon, and Felipe was asking about the blessing of the moon, there's a saying after blessing of the moon, David Melech Israel, David is king of Israel, Chai v'kayam, yes, lives and exists, has to do with the blessing to the moon. Any sharings or questions, Yanis, Felipe, Rodrigo, Abigail? Until you ask, Felipe, I would like to, yes, in a minute, yes, I would like to speak about Jacob fleeing to the house of Laban. Yes, he's running from his brother Esau, Edom. Edom, it means red. And he's running. Listen to the how do you say, not even a story to the sounds, is he is running from his brother Esau. Vayetze Yaakov miBeer Sheva. Jacob is going out of Beer Sheva, the seventh well or the seventh sphere, and he is fleeing to Laban. Yes, this is his uncle, but looking at the name Laban, it means white. Lavan is white. So he is running from his brother, red, manifestation, to the nomenon, white, and to release, yes, this is what Luria says, to release from Laban sparks of wisdom that will help him deal, yes, or face his brother. Yes, we said, yes, the Bible says that the name of Esav is Edom. Edom comes from Adom, red. And Jacob goes to Laban. Laban or Lavan. Lavan means white. Yes. Therefore, a full moon in Hebrew, in biblical Hebrew, Levana. Levana, it means feminine white, completely white. So we have Lavan, in English Laban. Laban. Yes. Lavan. With the additional hey, Levana. Levana, it means full moon. Levana. Full white. So he's fleeing from his brother Edom to the house of his uncle Lavan, white, to release from Laban, white, sparks of wisdom. Laban does what he does. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Rodrigo, for Proverbs 9:1. So, though Jacob would like to marry Rachel, Laban does what he does and circle Jacob around his finger and gives him 4 wives. Right? Is that right? Does Laban manage to swing Jacob on his finger? Yes. And give him, yes, instead of 1, Rachel, he gives him 4 wives. Now, please pay attention to what is happening here. The abbreviation letters for the 4 wives. I wrote the Hebrew letters, yes? Bet, Resh, Zain, Lamed, Barzel. Barzel means iron. Barzel. Barzel sounds like what? Which state? Barzel sounds like what? Anyways, he gives him 4 wives. Brazil, excellent, and soon we shall be there. So he gives Jacob 4 wives, that the abbreviation of their name is Barzel. It means iron, iron. Let's open the abbreviation. Bet, B for Bilha, Resh, R for Rachel, Zain, Z for Zilpa, and Lamed, L for Leah. Abbreviation Barzel, iron. Now, Rodrigo or Felipe, if you can speak, why does Brazil has her name? From where does come the name Brazil? Yes, Felipe?
Yeah, may I speak, Eti?
Sure.
What they teach to us in the school is that the name of our country comes from a species of tree tree, how can I say, like cedar in the Lebanon. Here we have a
Yes.
tree called pau Brasil, pau Brasil. And so to receive other names in the beginning, but the last name is because how can I say, the Portuguese came here and get a lot of this type of tree, and so our land was how can I say, know it as the land of this kind of tree, this pau Brasil, and so became became to Brazil, and it's called Brazil. I believe, or I learned this explanation.
Yes. And does it give, this tree gives the color red by chance?
Exactly,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Yes. Like iron, yes, has the color of red. So please pay attention. Let's repeat note of the story. Jacob runs away. ויצא יעקב מבאר שבע. Jacob flee or goes out from Beer Sheva because his brother Esau wants to kill him. Esau is also called Edom, which means red. Jacob flees to the house of his uncle Laban, yes, which means white. He innocently wants to marry Rachel, but Laban, light, swings him on his little finger and hand him 4 women or 4 wives. The abbreviation of their names in Hebrew is Barzel, iron, and iron gives the color red. Do you see now why Luria says that the fact that Jacob was fleeing to his uncle was to release the sparks of wisdom that will help him face his brother? Because the wives, yes, the abbreviation, this is how Luria sees the story. Or this is how he abstract the story. It's not a love affair between people. He looks at the story and says, Jacob is wanted. Who wants to kill him? Red. He flees for the white. Innocently there at the house, at the White House, he wants to marry Rachel. But Laban swings him, shovel into his hand, 4 wives. The abbreviation of their names is Iron, Barzel, and Barzel iron gives the color red. Yes, now Jacob, which is a smooth man, because he doesn't have any hair, he doesn't have any hair. Yes, Esav is a hairy guy, and Jacob is smooth. This is what he says. Vanochi ish chalak. He's not hairy guy. It means emptiness. So he comes from the house of Laban with 4 women, wives, and he is receiving from Laban pigmentation a bit. Yes, he returns from the house of Laban with the color red. Do you see the picture that Luria sees? This is the question. Is it clear? Felipe, Rodrigo, Yanis, Abigail. Do you get the picture? Rodrigo. Yes. Can you, Rodrigo, unmute and please speak it? Very good, Abigail. Yes, would you like to say it? Rodrigo, please. And you can use Brazil in terms of metaphor. Explain the Seder, the red Seder that you have there. Yes. Rodrigo, can you repeat? Can you share the story? Now you have to, let's say there's a meeting in Brazil, Zohar sessions, a weekly portion. Let's share it with friends like it was like Brazilian Portuguese meeting. So share it with us, Rodrigo.
Hello, Etsy. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. What exactly do you want? I explain or share with our. Sorry, I didn't get it exactly. What do you want that I share with all of you?
Did you get the story how Luria
Yes,
sees
I
the
I
movement?
believe.
So yes, if you can share with us Luria's perspective from this story.
Oh,
How do you
Etsy.
get it? Yes, how it comes to you? Share with us Luria's perspective as we told it now.
Sorry, Etsy. I believe that I'm not able to do this. I'm not able. I'm afraid I can't do it. Sorry. I believe that I understood and I have the perspective. And if I understood well, Jacob is running from the red, from the Zav, and then he goes to, how can I say, to the white, Lavan, and then we receive this, how can I say, this color through his four wives, Barzel, Bilhah, Rachel, Zilpah, and Leah. And then, if I understood well, sorry if I don't, he became red because he had four women, and the name of these women, we got the word iron, which is red. So we became red. We was running from the red, from the Zav, and he got this color, and so we is ready to come back. Sorry, I don't know if I understood you well.
Excellent, excellent. Now he's ready to come back to face his brother. Excellent. Excellent. So what Luria says is the natural flow of us reading the Bible is to see how he swinged him, cheated him. First, he cheated on him, on Rachel. He promised Rachel under the veil of darkness. He gave Leah. And Jacob discovered only in the morning that this is Leah. And with Leah, he gave her her maid. So already in the marriage of Leah, he was given to Leah and her maid Zilpah. And then when he married Rachel, Laban also shoveled him her maid, Bilhah. So he got another two. So he got four. He wanted one. Laban swinged him. He got four. So innocently, rationally reading the Bible would say, man, this man was deceived so many times. Yes? How the Bibles call him Laban Haramai. He's just deceiving. He's a great, like we say in English, like a white lie. Yes? So he's deceiving him so many times, not just with the ladies, the wives, also with the herds. Yes, and the sheep. And there's like ongoing cheating. To the eye of the beholder, there's an ongoing cheating. If you would bring it into court, yes, he could say, I was cheated so many times. But Luria looks at the story and sees completely different picture. He said it had to happen, or the cause of all these swings that happen is to prepare Jacob facing Esau. Yes? If Esau is red, Edom, and Jacob is a smooth man, Ish Chalak, it means also not just smooth, just empty, or the Bible says, interpreter of the Bible says Chalak Chelek is a part of the soul. The soul is transparent. So basically, Jacob is transparent, and Esau is red. If he will come on him, it just cancels him, kill him. This is why Rebecca says, "Go out, go to my brother." She says, "Stay there for a while." So Jacob is transparent, and Esau is Edom is red. So if you put red on transparent background, everything is colored by red, meaning canceling Jacob. But the advice of Rebecca was to go to her brother Laban, white. There at his house, at the White House, Jacob is being swinged for so many times. He, instead of one wife, he get four, and children and herds, everything goes there. You can read the details. But Luria says something very interesting. All of this is what? To grant Jacob the ability to face the red. And how such a thing can happen if Jacob is empty. The voice of Jacob, yeah, it's emptiness, transparent. By granting him those wives, they are not just four bodies. Yes, Luria looks at the abbreviations of their names and say Barzel. Barzel means iron, and the color of iron is red. And he needs this pigmentation to face his brother. So what we would think it's a plot, it is a how do you say, deceit, cheating, lying, scam. Luria sees it as this is how reality works. Yes, this is how reality works. He needs that. And in order that you will be able to remember the story, or this, let's say, lens of Luria, remember the name Brazil. Yes? When we write Brazil, yes, in Hebrew, it's the same four letters of the four wives of Jacob and additional yod. Yes? So, please remember, because the name Brazil, yes, is also was given to the end, let's say. Upon the tree, yes, there's a specific tree that grows in this area that the color of the tree, yes, or the color that the tree gives is red. Brazil, Barzel, red, Edom. So please, maybe in this way you can remember. Maybe it helps you to conclude the story. And even if this is the first time that you hear this lens, you hear about Luria, you hear about the scope, we can repeat the story many times in our lives. We think that we were deceived, we were deceived. It should have been this way. It should have been that way. Yes? But Luria gives us a completely different lens. Yes? It's not from the lens of duality at all. Yes, yes, red pigmentation, yes, Power Brazil. Yes, so please remember the story or the lens or the perspective. Jacob needed it. He needed it. Many times in life we think, oh, why this happened? I want this to happen. I want to go A, I want to go B, I want to go D or C, and F is happening. But I want, and reality is reality. Yes? Yes. Yanis, if you can unmute and speak, that would be just lovely. I would like to hear you if it's possible. If you can. Many times in life, we think it should have been A, B, C, D, and something else is happening. Q, Y, Z. And this
Eti,
is what we need. Yes?
may I say something regarding this topic?
Yes.
Yes, well, the common sense read the story of Jacob and Lavan as you told to us as a deception and he's, how can I say, cheated. But Luria brings to us this beautiful perspective of the process of this transformation that, how can I say, would be necessary to Jacob is ready to face his brother. And as you said to us, um, sometimes when in our daily lives we don't want to pass through this process, we avoid this, and as you said, um, we always looking for A, B, C, and then when occurs something different, the letter G or J, we why, but then when we pass through this and we look behind, we look well our past, we realize that this, how can I say, not desirable things are necessary and are the cause of, how can I say, this transformation. And it's amazing because most part of the time, uh, the things that we don't want or sometimes we feel cheated or deceived in is exactly this kind of acts or facts that preparing us to pass to this process of transformation. Just to share this, thank you very much to bring it to us
Thank
this
you.
perspective.
Thank you so much. This is really like that. Many times we have like criticism of what is happening. It should have been different.
Uh, Not hearing it.
Yes, I can't listen Eti anymore. I believe Eti is disconnected right now. But I can hear you, Felipe.
Yes, Eti, I guess we cannot hear you. We are not seeing the microphone on you.
But I can hear you, Felipe. If you could share to us your perspectives about this, all these things that we're talking about, I appreciate.
Great, great, Rodrigo. Until Eti comes back. It's beautiful to um, this. I never heard about it, and it's a beautiful topic. Very interesting because um, this Brazil, this Berzel, as a red, as a coming to fortify Jacob, it's something that makes a lot of sense, and it's funny because a bit of joke, but Jacob wanted only Rachel. He just wanted to marry Rachel, and then he gets four wives, right? It's it's we can look at in a funny way, but yeah, he there is this song we Hello Eti.
Hello, hello.
Now we
Discord did
hear
what
you.
it did. It threw me out, and I'm so happy it happened, you see? And just to prove the point, you know?
So yes, yes, he wasn't. just a bit off for 80, just to give a time for 80. Yes, but we are this talking it, speaking that it's a very interesting and beautiful perspective that we can we cannot. There is this song that says you can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you can get what you need. I guess that is related what Jacob got. He wanted only married to Rachel, but he got these four wives, and it was what he needed for facing Esau, Edom. Really beautiful. Never heard about it.
Thank you. Good evening, Yanis.
Good evening, E.T. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How do you do today?
Good, thank you. Just listening to this conversation about Basel, and I got a little lost in the conversation because you mentioned that it was Brazil, and I think Felipe mentioned it's Pau Brazil. But I thought Basel means iron,
Yes, the
the Hebrew word.
iron,
The
iron gives the color red. Yes,
iron, iron.
iron, ferrum. In chemistry, in Latin, you say ferrum.
Um,
Yes,
Chemistry. Yeah, can you explain
if I
this to
may,
Yanis? Yes, please.
Yanis, if I may just explain a bit, because it was referring to the Hebrew word barzel, which means iron in English, and iron as the color red. And I was just mentioning that the name of the country, Brazil, was named after this tree, which was called Pau Brasil, because it has this red coloration, red pigmentation on its wood, and because of that, the name of the tree is Pau Brasil. But I didn't know that it was related to this Hebrew word Barzel. So it makes a beautiful sense to me, and but I guess what we have to stick it is with the metal iron.
Oh, you're
Yes,
talking about the metal iron. Okay.
yes,
We
and
pronounce
this
it as iron. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with the iron furnace that was mentioned in Deuteronomy, I think, that the children of Israel, when they were in Egypt, and the Lord brought them out of the iron furnace, out of Egypt.
Kura Barzel. Excellent. This is it. This is it. Excellent, Yanis. Kura Barzel. Uh, you remember the song that we once used to sing, Isha Barzel, the Iron Man? Iron Man,
Yeah. So
Isha
it's
Barzel. The Iron Man is Jacob. He is the Iron Man. Isha Barzel, the man of iron. Barzel, abbreviation of four wives. Isha Barzel, Iron Man. And Kura Barzel is Egypt. Excellent. Excellent, Yanis.
okay. Okay. So it's
Yes.
connected. Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. Are you a lawyer by chance?
No, I'm not. It's just that the thoughts just come through, and I got a little lost when Philippe mentioned about the Pau Brazil. So I got lost in that connection because when you first started, I was the thoughts of
Yeah, Bo.
um
Yeah,
been Ish, Brazil, and and the children of Israel in Egypt as in the iron furnace, as spoken in Deuteronomy, I think, 4.
yes.
I mean, those thoughts were on my mind when you were talking.
Excellent. The children of Israel, Bnei Israel, Bnei Israel, Israel is Jacob, yes, they were in the iron furnace, yes. And it is interesting because both, just look at it like this. Iron, the color of iron when it's melt, yes, iron furnace. When the iron is melting, if you have seen this in movies or so, it's red, liquid red, yes. And the tree, it's though it's different element, tree, wood, yes, is not iron, but still, the tree gives the red color, yes. So it's not so much about the element of nature if it's metal, iron, or it's the tree which is wood. It's just the fact that they can give the color or grant the color red or the coloration. Because in the beginning of the story, Jacob is a transparent, halak. It doesn't have any appearance, I would say even. So it's just transparent like air and whatever this is why they say the voice of Jacob, yes? It is empty and it will deliver everything. So the connection here is red, whether it comes by iron, melting iron is like, furnace is red, or through the wood. It doesn't matter. They both deliver, yes, the coloration red. Yes, yes, beautiful. Felipe gave us here a picture, and we can see the tree gives the pigmentation, yes, of red. An excellent idea, or excellent what came through, is the fact that the children of Israel were in the iron furnace, Kura Barzel. And who is the first Iron Man? Jacob, Isha Barzel. He is the first Iron Man. Ish, man, Barzel, abbreviation of the four wives. Bet, B, yes, Bilha, Reish. R, Rachel. Zain, Zet, Zilpa. L, Lamed, Leah. Isha Barzel, the man of four seasons or the four wives. Isha Barzel. Iron Man. You see now everyone who is now attending the Discord, and beautiful, thank you so much, Felipe. This is the wood, gives the color red, Pau Brazil. Yes. Barzel. Who knows? I don't know if someone ever researched the relation between Brazil and Barzel. Yes. But it gives red. This is it. Both give red. Yes.
I once heard a video from a teacher, I guess. I don't know if it is. I don't know the source, but she brought this image of the Isaac, Jacob, and four wives, and it was related with this pau Brasil, which was sold by, let's say, it was commerced by someone called Barzilai, like
Yes.
The industry, the one who sells for Europe was some Barzilai fellow, and it is said that there are many places in Europe, palaces and so on, which have the structure from Pau Brasil, and it is possible to read the description from this Barzilai fellow in the woods, like a print, like craved in the woods, Barzilai.
Yes.
But I don't know if it is true, actually. I don't know if it is.
That there is a family, there are a few generations before us, we heard that there's a family named Barzilai. Yes. Yes. when they move into to Europe, it was translated to Eisen. Eisen or Eisenstadt. Eisen, it means iron. Yes, and many family names moved from Barzilai. Yes, to Eisen or Eisenstein. Eisenstein is a stone of iron, like red stone. Or Eisenberg, mountain of iron. Yes. How did you hear about Barzilai, Felipe?
It was actually a video from a teacher or a preacher. Uh, I can try to find and share it. It's a kind of interesting because it relates this with Yaakov and four wives, but it brings a bit of the story of the Pau Brasil, which was actually the first um, good from Brazil that was explored. Uh, Portuguese and Spanish, they exported a lot of pau Brasil to Europe, and they extracted the pigmentation to sell as a cloth pigmentation because it is very powerful red, and I mean it was this merchant issue.
I heard that. Thank you, Felipe, for that. I heard that also the fashion in Europe was getting an upgrade once there was an import. Yes, import of colors from Brazil. Suddenly they could color, and the fashion was upgraded because the color was available. This is what I read. Beautiful story. I read that in Belgium, yes, Belgium, France, and suddenly they received the color red, and suddenly everybody was happy because they could appear not just in gray, because everything was gray. There was no color in the continent. Suddenly they felt happy. It was available, and they could dress and they could make shirts for men and also not just for men, also for ladies. And wow, there's red and less red and sometimes pink, and those colors were not in Europe very common because usually we find many coloration in areas like South America, Asia, Middle East, when there's a lot of coloration, and Europe was very gray. Yes. And suddenly there were colors in Europe, also spices. Many times the spices, use spices to color in paintings and so, because it's very interesting, very interesting.
It is interesting, like the history told by its goods, its elements of commerce, and so it's really interesting. Thank you.
True. Also later,
Okay.
yes, Yanis, yes.
Did you mention just now earlier that the four wives is to let Jacob be exposed to wisdom?
Yeah. Sparks of wisdom, yes. This is what Louis says, that he was moved to Laban's house, and Laban, he says it's white or the light or the source of wisdom, yes? That he liked to sharp someone, yes? To sharp him. Sharp him. Yes.
But why red?
What?
But why red?
His brother.
Why white? white to red?
There are two opposites. Yes, you have the bone. If you look at a human body, or not just there's the bone, which is white, and there's the flesh of it is red. Yes. So the bone is like the nomenon, and the flesh is like the manifestation. And Esav is full manifestation. At the age of 44, manifestation time, he already has many women, wives, and many children. He goes horizontal. Even his name, Esav, comes from Asui. Asui, it means in English done, because he was born with the hair of a man. Think about it. Usually, why people like babies so much? Why people likes babies? Why? They come what? Innocent from the womb. They don't have teeth. They don't have hair. They come smooth. But Esav, and this is what the Bible says, he came out from the womb with a fair, like an animal, like a man. There are grown men that have hair all over the body, the arms, the shoulders, everywhere. Usually baby, they don't come out from the womb as hairy like men, like elderly men. They come smooth. Whether it's a boy or a girl, they come as babies, innocent, without hair. Maybe a bit on the top of a few, 3 hairs, but they come without. Innocent. But Esav came from the womb. He was all hairy. Arms, shoulders, back, bellies, legs, everything, the feet, everything, the toes, everything was hairy. This is why he got his name, Esav. Esav from Asui. It's the same letters, done. He needed no process. Babies, they come from the womb and there's a process of many years, 20, and then you see adult, yeah? There is a process. He was coming already done, like a 20-year-old man, yes? So he came out of this like the womb. So, okay, at the age of 40, he had the galleries of wives and galleries of children, and not the nice ones. So he was an expression of top manifestation. So what can you do with such a guy that comes from the womb already like an animal? Behave like animal, hunts animals, hunts humans. At the age of 40, he has several vicious wife with vicious children. Rebecca told Isaac or Jacob, if she sees Jacob marry something similar, like what Esau did, she will kill herself. She said, Katzti bechayai, I've had enough from my life. I don't want to see any more of this. She saw where Esau is going. And basically, you don't have to wait 40 years to see Esau being animal. He came out like this from the womb. So what chances Jacob has against such a beast? Nothing. It's just transparent, like air, emptiness all the time. So she sends him to Laban, to the whiteness, to the bone marrow, yes, to release, when somebody has a cancer. So what do you try to rescue? You give them bone marrow. Yes? So to fortify him to stand against this beast. He is a beast. Jacob has to be thickened. And those camps that he speaks about, camps or 4 tents, he needs to be thickened. to have a volume around this nothingness. Otherwise, it cannot continue. Understood now?
Yeah, understood.
So
But I thought it
yes,
was just to be nothing.
what?
I thought it was just good to be nothing.
It is good to be nothing. It is, but since it is, we are nothing. That's for sure, and it's good to be nothing. That's for sure. But just it is interesting to look through this Luria's lens. But nothing can, because he's nothing. He can brush or he can host all of those variations. Yes, wives, children. So because it's nothing. It is beautiful. There is a beautiful question in the Haggadah Shel Pesach, the story of going out of Egypt. There's a beautiful text there. Who is worse, Pharaoh or Laban? They ask, because in a way it's to be in exile. Jacob was in exile in the house of Laban, and later on all of them descend to Egypt. So there is a beautiful question. Good afternoon, Fernando. We're so happy to see you here. So there is a beautiful question in Haggadah Shel Pesach. Who is worse? Both, they did not like Israel, Jacob. They did not like the children of Israel. But who is worse, Pharaoh or Laban? And they give a beautiful answer. And they say, Pharaoh wanted to kill only the boys. Yes? But Laban is even worse because he wanted all of them, the boys and the girls, because because he says, yes, he argues with Jacob, and he says, the children are mine. Your wives, Jacob, are my daughters, and your children, Jacob, are mine. So Haggadah Shel Pesach says something very interesting. If you compare Pharaoh to Laban, Laban is worse. Because Pharaoh just said, kill only the boys. Kill only the soul, if you want to look at it like that. But Laban wanted to לעקור את הכל. ולבן ביקש לעקור את הכל, ולבן asked to uproot everything. The manifestation and the nomenon, everything. So Laban is much worse. There's a beautiful question. There's discussion. It's beautiful text. So Fernando, to summarize, what maybe Yanis, would you like to summarize for Fernando today? Conversation, if you wish.
Basically, today's conversation is about Jacob, and Jacob is going through a process, whereby I guess it's probably, I would think he's been changed from being someone who is it's a character change, right? Basically, from someone who is nothing to someone who is able to take Esau as how would I say, to take on Esau, who probably was like a challenge that he has to go through. And the only way, to change the character of Jacob is to send him to be to Lavan, and Lavan in Hebrew means white. Esau in Edom means red. So it's a change of to me it's like a change of color, from white to red. It's a changing of building and the character of a person.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. Yes, Yaakov. Vayetze Yaakov מבאר שבע. Yes, Yanis, would you like to continue? No, okay.
No.
Eti,
Yes,
Eti,
yes, Rodrigo, yeah.
may I say something? It's interesting because when Jacob come back before cross the Yabuk River, he, how can I say, he fight with the angel and he changed his name for Israel. And what I try to say is he goes to Lavan's house. How can I say emptiness or he's he goes to the house of the white, and then he became red with his 4 wives, and then how can I say he was completed. He is white and red, bone and flesh, and so he became Israel. Just to
Excellent.
share this thought.
Excellent, excellent. Yes. 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 He runs, yes, Vayetze Yaakov מבאר שבע. He runs from his brother. His brother is Edom. And he runs to the house of Laban. It means white. And according to Luria, Laban, white, gives him 4 wives. He swings him on his finger. Instead of 1, he swings him and gives him 4 wives. The abbreviation of the names of the wives is Barzel. Barzel. It means iron. Iron has the color red, the pigmentation of red. So by going to Laban, the bone, yes, he's getting fortified against his will. He wants only Rachel, but he gets 4. Barzel, iron, gives the color red. Also, we discussed it. Also, Pau Brazil, yes, is giving the pigmentation of red. We mentioned the relation between Pau Brazil and Barzel, though here the wood gives the color pigmentation red and Barzel is the metal. And this is what fortifies Jacob against his brother Edom. He needs the Barzel, the iron. He needs pigmentation to face his brother. And then Yanis asked a very good question, because she said, Kura Barzel, the iron furnace, which is mentioned in the Bible, Kura Barzel. And I said, yes, the iron furnace. When iron is melted, it is red. And I mentioned Isha Barzel, the song that we learned once. Isha Barzel, Iron Man. Who is Isha Barzel? Who is Iron Man, the first Iron Man? Jacob. Isha Barzel. So there is a relation between, and then we discussed and Felipe shared the video that we saw. Yes, Felipe, the video that connects. Can you repeat please, Felipe, about the video that you saw about Barzillai and the import?
I saw a video, someone speaking about the fact that Brazil came from the Pau Barzillai, which was the name of the tree. Pau Brasil was given after this Barzillai fellow that had this company of exporting the wood from Pau Brasil to Europe as pigmentation, but also as a wood, as a building wood. And there is so it became known as Pau Barzillai, and it was very spread in Europe. So I don't know if this is accurate or correct, but this is a version.
Yes, there are families here in the country which are called Barzilai because they, yes, has to do with the color red. Yes, Barzilai. Yes, in German, when they move to other countries, it just translated to Eisen. Yes, Eisen. Eisen is like iron. So Eisenberg, and so Eisenstein, Iron Stone, or Iron Mountain. Beautiful conversation about iron. Barzel, red, Edom, Jacob, Laban. Perspective of Luria. Yes.
Mhm. Don't you think that sometimes when a person is being fortified, the time, I mean, you look at Jacob, he spent so many years in Laban's house before he could leave. I mean,
Yes.
it took him like more than 20 years. I mean, it's a long process
Yes.
to fortify a
Yes.
person.
It's true. It shows us how little do we grasp of what is happening in life. He was between 20 and 22, depends of the counting, yes, but he did not see his father Isaac because Isaac was in the land of Canaan. He never left. So he did not see Isaac for 22 years. 20 years he was in the house of Laban and 2 years on the way. Yes, let's say. But yes, 22 years he did not see Isaac. And guess what? Joseph, his son, later on, did not see Jacob, also 22 years.
Yeah, and even Moses, I mean, after he left Pharaoh's home, I mean, he became a shepherd,
Yes.
and it took him like until 80. So that time of being 45 is
Through the number
really going
4.
through.
Yes, 45, 4, because 2, double
Yeah,
2, or 2 plus 2 is 4. Yes, the full manifestation. And therefore, also, Moses is running from Pharaoh when he's 40, and he stays 40 years in Midian until he's 80. And then he returns, yes, until he returns to release the
80.
people, and he's 80, and another 40 cycle in the desert. Yes, 40, 40, 40.
To 120. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So at the end of it, is there a meaning to it? It's so meaningless if life is going to be that way.
Life, we give the meaning, yes, we give life the meaning. It depends on how you look at it, or how it is being seen. Yes, this is how Luria sees it. Beautiful, Felipe. What a headache. Yes,
Yes.
yes,
I mean, you go through so much, and then at the
yes.
end of the day, you sort of
Evaporate.
like
But
disappear.
what evaporates is what the illusion evaporates. Names and stories, but this is just the illusion. What helps,
Yeah.
yes, what helps
So
us
the
is those
illusion just,
conversations because you see different seeing of the manifestation. It is a completely different seeing.
But the manifestation is
Yes,
infinite,
this
wants
is
to
it.
experience
This
the
is it.
finite,
Infinite
right?
wants to experience what? Yes,
And then
yes,
infinity wants to
yes.
experience the finite.
For
At
look at this. Look at this, Yanis.
the end of
Sometimes
the
you want. Look at this. Not Yanis, not speaking personally, but someone wants to see how he wears a coat. Yes. So he wears a coat, and this is how it is. The coat, it has long sleeves, protects from the wind, and so. And now seasons are changing, and now he wears sunglasses. He sits by the sea under a sun umbrella, eating ice cream. Wants to experience, yes, summer. There is no lack. Yes, it is. Fernando writes it. Yes, it. How do you say? Luzzatto says it's seemingly. There's one eyes is closed and nothing, nothing is being taken from us. Because usually people think, oh, I'm a loser. If I take this, I don't win that. But it's not like this. It's only on the surface. Our true nature is not a cannot be discarded. Is not mortal. So what happens is like people take off their clothes before they go to the swimming pool or shower or so. So the body is also addressing. So body is staying behind and nothing is lacking. Let's say someone wears a coat and then he removes the coat and then he wears a sweater and then he wears a tennis, how do you say, polo shirt. Or he continues. It's all the time different dressing, different appearance, yes? But nothing is gone. Nothing is lost. If you wear a jacket and later a sweater and later, I don't know, is it any different? It's just different appearances. This is how the soul, this emptiness or transparency that wears temporary dressing. And temporarily dressing is like different bodies in different times. Like we were in daily living, once someone is wearing a vest, sometimes a jacket, sometimes a coat, sometimes a suit, and it's the same thing. So, why to be in stress? It's very simple. And it's beautiful. For a long time, I wanted to speak about this. I wrote many notes and I would like to, I thought that I could make podcasts. It was different here. But for a long time, I wanted to speak about this perspective. Because it is not very common that people share Luria's perspective about the biblical story. His lens is one of the deepest ever, I think, been written or expressed. The lens of which he sees the Bible. So I'm very glad because now there's a new year and there's a, how do you say, reading the Torah from Genesis. We are returning to the Torah again. So it's beautiful. Thank you so much for being here with us. Yanis, Felipe, Abigail, Fernando, Rodrigo. Such a beautiful way to be here with you. Thank you so much, and shalom, shalom. There will be a recording soon. When it's gonna be ready, we're gonna send it as a podcast and as a video on YouTube. Thank you so much. Shavua Tov and Shana Tova. We shall meet here on Saturday. Yes, because today is Thursday. So on Saturday, because everything is just moving because of the holidays. So Saturday at the same time, 17 hours Israel time. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Bereshit. Who wants to be bride? Yes, Bereshit bride or Bereshit groom. So whenever you come here on Saturday, each one can be crowned in as the Bereshit bride or groom. See you soon. Shabbat Shalom. V'Shana Tova. Shabbat Bereshit. Yes.